just a good old boy.
All right, y'all, got the piece back for the Krone. We're gonna be working on it today, putting it back together. They had to drill this hole here out and put a sleeve in it and then weld it in place to get it back true where it needed to be, straight. It was this top hole that was a problem. They also went ahead and drilled that hole out at the bottom that the roll pins used to go through and made it to a 1/2 inch hole so we can put a hardened bolt in it. So that way I won't have to worry about those breaking anymore. But hopefully that'll get us fixed up and everything working right. The shaft itself was not bent, which I didn't figure it would be. Generally it has something to do with these holes of this piece right here on the top. So let's get started putting her together. Hammer or that rubber mallet, further that little bitty hammer. Check that big drawer there, the little fat one that's on the top. No, fat drawer. Metal. get in there?
Yeah.
Kill it. It's gonna peck. We put that bolt through there. It's a 1/2 inch bolt that'll keep that thing from breaking. Then that's an extra heavy pin, heavier than normal than what come in it. The way that bolt sits in there with that nut, that piece can't ever drop down anymore to catch up in there, even if the pin comes out. So that's a good safety feature to have to keep this from happening anymore. So if you've got one of these and it does this, do that, and then that thing can't fall down anymore and catch up in there like that, like it did that, and tear this thing all to pieces. Another thing I suggest is changing your pins out after a few years, every few years on these things. on these two bottom wheels. You have been warned. From this point on, it is not kid friendly. But this is important part, yeah. I've already got two of the keyways in here and lined up. I'm hoping I can get the rest in there. And that's all in there. It is. Hey, you got it. Running up on the other end. Huh? I got a bad feeling that keyway on the ends fell out. If it had, I got to pull that whole shaft. Yes, no, it's two now. At the end of it. There's one. Try to move it a little bit. You lock? Yep. Good. Lock. To the end. Come here and look. I can't see. Well, we got it back together. Took about 3 more times of pulling that in and out. A lot of inappropriate words and anger. And I finally got it back in there right and lined up with all the keyways. But y'all seen the gist of how to do it the first time around. It's just getting it in there without those keyways coming out and getting everything lined up and in place. The one on the very end the first time fell out as it was passing through the gearbox, and that was a pain. You know, me and Dad was talking about that Vicon was a pain in the rear end because the shaft wasn't big enough, but this one's a pain in the rear end because it's a round shaft with keyways. If they would have put a larger, like almost that size square shaft in this one as well, instead of putting around with the keyways, it'd have been easy to do. You could just, it wouldn't have had to line up any keyways or worried about that. You just popped it right through, but just been a bigger square shaft. but it's not. So we got it in there, and she's all timed up, ready to go. Now I'm on to the next project on this thing, and that's getting this seal out to replace it. Alrighty, y'all, we are to the big seal. Here it is. This is the new one. This is the main gearbox seal that comes down off the top of the gearbox to the star. These are the ones that always go out on these for some reason. I didn't film this process because it's exactly the same as I did on the other side when I took the bottom wheel out. Basically, you pull your height pin out that's in these holes out, and then you drive the roll pin that's in this hole on the shaft out, and then you take that piece off and the collar, and then you take all those bolts out of the center of the star right here, and that whole star drops off, and then it exposes the dust cover and seal, and there is a locking ring. So we're going to take that out right now, and Young wants me to do that. This is a common occurrence with these. Pretty well everybody's had to replace these at one time if they've had one of these. This is probably one of the most common things you have to do. We use grease in the gearboxes instead of fluid, because the fluid never would hang on. So we went to using actual regular grease. Helps a lot, but still over time the seals will get to where they can leak that, so we'll wind up have to put a seal in anyway. So the first thing you got to do is take this locking ring out. Sorry about the echo. It's the building I'm in. But you got to get this lock ring out first. And if you're not ever done this before, the first time I did this, I didn't know there was a lock ring in here because you couldn't see it. And it can throw you for a loop. Sometimes these things can hide a little bit down here. You can't see them with all the grease and whatnot. It's on them, but there is a lock ring in here. It has to come out. There we go. There it is. We got that out. Now we got to get the seal out. These are generally a pretty quick change. They're not too normally not too aggravating to change. I shouldn't say they're not, because I have like anything. Really need a seal puller to pull this thing out with a little screw on the end of it, with a little slide handle. This thing can come right out with those. Like most people probably don't. You gotta try to get it out of there. We'll try a pick. Screwdriver, and really get it fried. The seal right there. Well, this thing out on the ground. It's got grease all over it. This thing down. Do that. Tilt it down just a hair. Put this in. Ring. Like so. Pop her in there. And now we got to clean off the dust cover. Sometimes you have to replace these dust covers. Let me sit y'all somewhere. I see over there. Sometimes you got to replace these dust covers too, because they'll get damaged some. And cut up. If you get something wrapped around that head, it can cut these, and it'll cut the seals, or it won't keep the dust out or dirt, either one, and it'll get up in there and it'll cause the seal to go bad too. That's another thing. So these are very important as well. Pop it in there. There we go. And there you go. That's it. It's replaced. That's all there is to it. Those are pretty easy to change out and replace. Just got to kind of be careful when you put it in. If they can get a little lopsided or whatnot in there and get bent. And I think there's two different sizes of those, depending on which model you have, and sometimes you can get the wrong one sent to you, if I remember correctly. Seems like I got one that was a little too big and you couldn't get to go in there. But thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Hope this helps somebody. If you would, please hit that subscribe button. That really helps keep these videos out there further to other people like y'all. It helps the channel keep growing. It helps me keep motivated to keep wanting to do this. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.